For those that don't know, I'm Jon Allen. I'm a voice actor for anime, video games, and cartoons. Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans, I played Zack. He was the guy with kind of the Elvis pompadour. Sounds kind of like how I sound right now. Mob Psycho fans? Great, great. Dragonball super fans?
Dragonball, but
I'm like just getting into anime. Like, cut me some slack.
Okay, that's fine. It's not
Getting there.
it's
It's
not
a
a race. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Oh, yeah.
Hi! Hey!
Okay.
How you doing?
I play Alessi, who my girlfriend is cosplaying as today. He was the guy who you stand on his shadow and it de-ages you, and he's prone to saying, "Attaboy."
Voice acting.
Thank you. In Fully Coolly Progressive, I was Mori. He was the kid with the, I believe, pink headband, blue-green shirt, and a skirt.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. And Hunter x Hunter, I was Binolt, Namdu, Kazsule, Number Zero. Did some stuff for Ergo Proxy and Blue Exorcist Kyoto Saga, and yeah, I'm also a wrestler, and because, you know, why not? Why not do a little of everything, right?
ECW?
Sorry?
ECW?
No, that's been out of business for about 17 years. No, I'm in Brian. That's okay. I'm in Brian Kendrick's Wrestling Pro Wrestling. We're on Twitch. We operate our venues in Burbank now. Ricotta Flair. So, yeah. And yeah, that's enough to go off of. Let's open it up to questions, I guess, if you got any. Yes.
Is there a way I can contact you?
Yes, please do. Please, what? If you want.
If you have any business cards?
I do. I'm actually doing a signing after this as well over in the, what do you call that?
The student center.
The Student Center, thank you. And, Goku Black, I believe. Hi, I'm in that show. Join the party. Yeah, I'm on Twitter. Here's the problem with my social media I'm sort of the old man in the room at times with wanting to join them, so by the time I do, like, somebody's taken one of the monikers I usually use, so they're all different, and I'm sorry for that. But on Twitter, it's @KingJonAllen, KingJonAllen. Yeah, that's fine. Instagram, if anybody wants that one. Okay, Instagram is pretty easy. It's just the Jon Allen, TheJonAllen.
Can you do that one more time for me, please? I'm sorry.
Which one?
The Instagram.
Instagram is TheJonAllen. And you'll see a picture of me doing this with my.
Got you. Thank you.
Thank you. And we don't need to play the. I mean.
Yeah. It was
Maybe.
But it was just
We'll see. Maybe we just put up the Twitter handle actually, just to make it easier for people to find that. On Facebook, you can find me on the fan page at facebook.com/JonAllenVO, JonAllenVO. I think that's all of them. Like, I got a YouTube channel, but I don't really do nothing on there anymore. I should, but. Yeah, so thank you for asking about that. That's where you can find me on that. I'm happy to, if we take a picture today or something, retweet you, and that'll be fun for everybody. Any questions about acting, anime? Yes.
How would one get into, like, how would one put themselves out in the spotlight for voice acting? Would you just get a voice reel and send it to some company or whatever, or what would you prefer?
It's a big part of it. You obviously need that to market yourself. I mean, some people forget that the word demo is, short for demonstration. The whole point is they need to have something to go off of to know if you can act, and if so, what kind of characters should they, you got to make it easier for them. There's so many people pursuing this, like, which side should they send you? And then sometimes with actors, they want to say, like, well, I can play everything, I can do anything, send me all of it. No, let's simplify it just a little bit. So, there's books out there that are really good at helping you kind of understand what the business is about. They usually err a little bit more on the side of commercials and industrials. Yeah. They only put like 3 shows in, and I hate those guys.
Give vote for his favorite anime role.
Oh, yeah.
Behind the voice actor.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. But there's also like classes you can take in LA, and some of them are run by the studios that are casting. Yeah. Yes.
How was your early acting like that?
Fine early. Well, let's see. As it pertains to anime and voiceover, I actually kind of, in a manner of speaking, peaked kind of early, getting to do a one-liner on Dragon Ball Z back in 2001, and then kind of doing sort of the groundwork afterwards. So it felt weird going from like the most Googled anime of all time to like doing regional theater and stuff like that. So it makes you feel like, you know, things are out of order and not quite as they should be. But you know, I tried to study with as many different people as possible, learn as much as I can, make myself more of a viable product for the business, and tried a little bit of everything: film, stand-up. You know, I'm a big believer in that, in versatility and trying a little bit of everything. Because A, it's only going to make you better at each one. You can pull skills from each specific thing, and B, you never know what you're going to like the most. So, you know, why not? Especially like, do you go to this school or anything like that?
No, I plan to go here though.
Cool. Yeah, it's amazing, especially with like the Cal grants and stuff. Some of the classes and stuff that are available to you through colleges and even the community colleges. Some of my early acting training I'm from San Diego, like Mesa College and City College. I had some really good teachers there, and you know, it's not as glamorous like as saying like I studied under Bang Zoom or something, but you know, just make use of whatever's at your disposal. There's a lot of people, like when I do conventions in other states, like they feel like they can't pursue acting until they move out here, and the reality is no, like wherever you're at, make use of what you have at your disposal and just have fun with it, man. Yeah.
I'm looking at these wrestling pictures in the ring, and I have to say this has to be the most bizarre and most interesting thing I've ever seen in terms of wrestling.
It really is.
Like, is that guy wearing a block of cheese on his head or something?
Yeah, that's the dude I wrestle as, and I'll tell you.
That's you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay, where do you do this exactly? I need to see this, man.
Who's the person?
We wrestle the last Friday of every month at the Burbank Moose Lodge, so not too far from here in the grand scheme of things, maybe about an hour's drive, depending on what time you go. It's run by Brian Kendrick, who's in WWE currently. He's mostly on the 205 Live show, but he used to be tag team champions with Paul London. And I've also wrestled for another guy who was in WWE out in Vegas, Sin Bodhi, who was Kazarni. And when he runs shows, I actually wrestle as Trump for him. So rarely do I actually get to wrestle as me. It's usually like some 70-year-old man or a cheese
So you
player.
wrestled as Trump? Like, you played Trump?
Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
But did you win?
I didn't want him to. I usually decided to eat the doo-doo whenever it's, because you know I do it as to be funny, you know. So and parody is not always kind. So sure.
Oh, there's no sound.
That's okay. That's okay. Don't worry about it.
Out of all voice acting roles or characters you played in general, what would you say would be the most bizarre character?
Oh Lord, because this is anime we're talking about, so that's pretty open. I would probably say Alessi, just because I was actually kind of hesitant to take that role. For those of you that have seen the episodes he's in where he turns the gal into a fetus, I thought that was a little bit,
Oh.
yeah, I thought that was a little bit uncomfortable for me, but you know, he's got a very distinct laugh. He's got kind of a catchphrase and all that, and it's just JoJo is just such a weird show. So a part of me also wants to say Mori, just because Fooly Cooly is so bat shiz insane that it was an interesting one. But I mean, probably those two. Mob Psycho is interesting, but like my guy wasn't like crazy or insane. He was just like the leader of a gang. Fun to do, but like,
He needed more.
what's that?
He needed to be a little more bizarre like everybody else.
Sorta. I usually end up because like there's a lot of actors that don't want to do like the throat rippers, we call them, the ones that are pretty strenuous on the voice. I actually kind of like embrace it. So like when I got cast as Nigrissi on Dragon Ball Super, that's specifically because they heard me do a very guttural growl on my character demo. There were so many characters they had to cast in a short amount of time for the Tournament of Power that Raleigh Pickens at Okratron just said, hey, you know, I think what I heard you do on your character MP3 would work for this guy. So that's why there's a little bit of departure from what they did in the Japanese, which was a little bit more middle of the road. But he really wanted to kind of match that creature look of his to, there couldn't be a more perfectly suited team. Like that sort of sound. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
What sort of pitfalls should an up-and-coming voice actor be wary of?
Interesting. I guess obviously be mindful of acting class scams. One that I'm not a fan of, and neither really is anybody else in the business, are the classes that promise you a demo at the end of 6 weeks. The demo usually, even if you have all your act together and you know what you're doing, they're production-wise, they're really usually not that great. You know, if you have like a big theater background or acting background already, that's cool. But a lot of people don't. A lot of people, when they do their first voiceover class or something, maybe it's because they wanted to express themselves as an actor, but they had like stage fright or something like that. So they haven't really figured out. They haven't figured out what it is that they need to sell just yet. So I'd be wary of that. I'm trying to think of another good one. It's not always about the most expensive class, but find a reputable one, ask around. I guess I could say be careful on social media. Everything is so under a microscope these days, and it's amazing what can come back to haunt you sometimes. Is that kind of in the ballpark, or was there something specifically maybe you wanted me to address on that?
That's good stuff.
Okay, cool. Yeah, again, I would say to get a good demo done typically, even though they only need to be like 60 seconds anymore, it's usually going to cost you somewhere between like $1,500 and $2,000. So don't do it. Yeah, it is an investment. So don't do it till you're ready, and you'll know, especially if you're working with an acting coach of some kind. You can kind of get feedback. James Alberger, a buddy of mine, he wrote the book The Art of Voice Acting. He's out in San Diego. I've actually known people that were willing to pay him, you know, over $1,000, and he's like, I'm not going to take your money. It's not going to do you any good. You're going to be over $1,000 in the hole, and you're going to have an MP3 that's not going to get you any work. And I really respect that about him. So, but not everybody's that way. Some people are like, yeah, let me take your money and get what you get. Yeah, good book. Again, if you're really looking to get, it does touch on like character stuff. If you're looking to get exclusively into anime and video games, that's not going to be everything you need to know. But it's a very good start, absolutely. Especially as far as figuring out what the business is and what it's not. Sometimes, you know, I'm not saying you guys do. We've only been talking to each other for like 10, 20 minutes. But like sometimes anime fans, they feel a certain entitlement to, I should be a voice actor because I can do impressions and I've watched the shows. And there's a little bit more to it than that. knowing your range and knowing how to alter your sound is a good part of it, but it's very much about the acting, especially with the nature of the content on those shows. Any other questions? Do you know everything in the world?
What would you say, in your opinion, would get actors into character? Like, is there specific warm-ups you would do?
Vocally, yeah. You definitely want to do like, the same vocal exercises you would do as a singer to wake up your articulators, your resonators, your breath and all that.
Just flexing the muscles a bit, basically.
In a manner of speaking, I guess. I usually, if I know it's going to be a long, strenuous day, I stretch. I really just try to loosen up as much as possible. Especially because, all those like the pain noises and stuff that really will scrunch you back up and all that. It's a very physical thing, but at the same time you got to stay on mic. I mean, it's with anime, we're watching the finished footage, so I will a lot of the time go back and watch the original if I have access to it to get a feel for how people are used to hearing a certain character. If you don't have that, sometimes like on the audition they at least have a picture of the character, and I look at like how the mouth looks and maybe how that would alter how he sounds and stuff like that. Just work with the 5 given circumstances, the who, what, when, where, why, and just put yourself in that person's shoes and just play, Did that kind of answer the... Okay. I never know if I'm answering things right, so I just want to give you as much as I can. You had a...
Yes. How do you become a voice actor?
Okay. We'll circle back. God, that's like, what is the meaning of life? There's so many ways to answer it. I would say, just know that it's not an overnight thing, so know that it's very much something that you have realistic expectations about it, first off. Study acting, study improv, study singing, learn to see what it is that you bring to the table, where you could fit within the business, You will, at some point, want to put together a voiceover demo. Typically, those need to be about 60 seconds. They used to be longer, but in this day and age, the attention spans and schedules are what they are, that I guess less is more in that respect. Find out who it is you want to work for. Find out how to, their preferred means of you getting in touch with them, and it's sort of like a faux pas to send MP3 files unsolicited, but once you have the means of doing so in the way they prefer, go about it that way. Some companies even will do like sort of an open call. I've seen Bang Zoom doing that at like anime expos and stuff. I think that's how Christina V got her start, and a couple of others, so you can keep your eye out for that. Another thing is obviously finding an agency that represents the kind of work you want to do, submitting your demo, and maybe they call you in for an interview and everything's nice and copacetic. They will help you get work as well. There's a book, there's fast. I mean, yeah, it's hard to like take that and just crunch it down to like a paragraph, but I hope that kind of helps you get in the right direction of sort of how that goes. Yeah. Got up here? Google? Alright.
I got Bonehenger.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's a band I'm in. We wear dinosaur skulls. We were supposed to play at this, but the guitarist couldn't make it, so you'll just have to see us some other time. Yeah, but
I believe you mentioned around the start of this panel, you said you were in some video games. Mm-hmm. Which ones, do you know?
Well, one that just came out the other day is called Zanky Zero, or Zonky Zero maybe is how it's pronounced. Just a bunch of like incidentals, like you hear me as NPCs and stuff throughout that. Another one I did that came out recently is called Ace Combat 7. which is out for PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. My fourth time, excuse me. Okay. Yep. Did anybody have a PlayStation 3? Okay.
Yes.
There was a title I started and that was pretty popular. It was called Pain, where you had a guy and you would launch him with I was Jarvis. What up? Ah! And so we had a couple different versions of him, like we got the tie-in with Axe body spray, like, yeah, double pits to chesty, that guy. There was also like a heavy-set guy that was like kind of making fun of the troll fans called Hate Squatter, where he had a bunch of inside jokes like, it's Coker's fault, you know. And that was pretty cool because it ended up becoming so popular that for DLC, they brought in like Andy Dick, David Hasselhoff, Elvira, Flavor Flav.
Pain?
Yeah, it's a really fun kind of party game. It's really hilarious. There was a bowling game I did where we actually ported Jarvis into that because he was so popular. High Velocity Bowling. On that one, I'm a little Hispanic person named Mike the Strike Diaz who had lines that were, I don't think they would do so well in 2019. Like, I'm going to roll this like a taco, Holmes.
We all grew up on South Park and all these shows.
Sure, but like
nowadays, I don't get how everybody gets offended now.
South Park's earned a certain level of credibility that they can get away with it, you know, because they speak out on social injustices so much. But a white guy playing a Mexican little person just talking about tacos, that's a little, you know. I was also like the boss of that game, who I couldn't even get to. I couldn't get that far in the game, but he was Hiro, and I don't know if I can remember any lines. This was like over 10 years ago, but I threw the end a hero, stuff like that. You dishonor me again, which seems kind of stereotypical, but they were just having, I don't know, it was a different time. They were going for comedy. Oh yeah, I'm on Unlocked. It's not lately. Like, my phone is not good enough since they redid the app, and I'm looking to fix that. Unlocked is an app put out by Bryce Papenbrook, who you might have heard on Attack on Titan, is that? And Sword Art Online, and David Vincent, who's in a bunch of different stuff. Basically, we kind of like what we're doing today, where I'll just log on and people can ask me questions and just interact, and kind of a vlog kind of thing. So it's fun. I don't know what the rates are, but I mean it's available on Android and iOS these days. So it's fun. Hi. Hello. I know we're getting down to the line here. Yes.
Do you think you could give us some lessons?
Some what?
A lesson?
Yeah. Is there a particular line?
Attaboy?
Yeah, absolutely. What's the thing where he's at the beginning where he's like,
The 4-year-old one?
yeah, 4 years old, attaboy. Or, I like the one where he's about to chop him with the axe. He's like, that's the way, kiddo! Attaboy!
Woo!
Thanks. Yeah. You shit in the bathtub! That was another one of my favorites. I liked when he was like doing his bad acting, like they bless you, like they've caught him, and he's like, oh my, I was cleaning the windows and then I fell down. My boss will be so mad at me. That was a lot of fun to play. What wasn't fun to do was after all that yelling, the stuff where he's cowering in fear against Jotaro, that hurt after 4 hours of So, but it was a lot of fun. I'm glad I did it, and especially as popular as JoJo is. So, thank you. I think we got time for like maybe one or two more, and then I'll be handing it off to Ms. Wilkerson, who's also a very credited and awesome and nice voice actor.
Thank you, John.
You're most welcome, my dear. Any other questions about anime? Yes.
What is the name of your band and what is your music style?
We're called BONEHENGE. A buddy of mine named Ian Lucky, who's in a band called Kirby's Dream Band, which is like Kirby music covers. him and his wife, who was in Radioactive Chicken Heads. Thanks for coming by, guys.
Thank you again.
They came to me with an idea about Ian really wanted to do a funny band about like singing about dinosaurs and wearing these skulls where the eyes light up. And I said, yeah, why not? I got time. I've tried everything else to be famous. Let's give this a shot. I guess gypsy punk is usually how he kind of refers to our style. You know, we got vocals, guitar, bass, drums, but on top of that, saxophone and accordion. So it's a lot of fun. There's a chance we'll be playing at Anime Expo. Otherwise, I guess just follow them on social media to know when the next shows are. It's all across the board for all social medias, the way it should be. It's at BONEHENGE Band. So Twitter at BONEHENGE Band, Instagram at BONEHENGE Band. So, thanks for asking. I think maybe
Let me see.
otherwise, I will let you be free. I will release you from the hostage scenario I have ensnared you in.
Give us a little show, like do a line from the characters.
Mori? What was one of Mori's lines from Fully Coolly Progressive? Okay, when he's like bragging about his girlfriend, who's actually a girl that he's hired. He's like, she's so cute, she doesn't even sweat. Alright, that's what I got. Yeah, I don't know, come to the table. If you got a better one in mind, I'll do it. But yeah, I'll be, oh yeah. Well, but he doesn't, like, the punchline isn't the word panties. He's like, that whole exchange. Yeah, there's no reason to be looking at my panties. So. I remember his catchphrase now. It was like, what? You're so out of touch. If you even mention the word gender, they'll throw you in a nursing home. So, that's a good one to go out. So, thank you very much for you guys. I'm Jon Allen. Oh, thank you. If you get bored with other stuff, please come say hi at my table in the Learning Center. We're doing photos, autographs, all of that. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Leslie Zoo Wilkerson is up next.
Bye.